Treasurers today are increasingly focused on strategic objectives of the business. Initially and traditionally, financial services have been supporting an agenda of optimization. Optimization includes how to better manage cash flows, how to reduce the cost of financing, how to increase the visibility on liquidity, how to process payments in a more efficient way, how to integrate to your accounting system automatically, and so on. To this agenda of optimization, which remains very important, now we're seeing a lot of interest around how can I support out of Treasury the business objectives of the company I'm working for? How can I contribute to a solution that will improve positively sales? How can I contribute to an improvement of profitability or, for example, working capital? And finally, we're seeing also in the context of digital and e-commerce, the emergence of the focus on user experience and customer experience, meaning technology is an enabler of this. Technology is allowing treasurers to perform in automatic fashion activities that were traditionally done manually. Consequently, they have gained a lot of time to focus on the new and more strategic objectives that we are discussing. Payment initiation today is a side of Treasury that can be completely automatic. The vast majority of our clients are using today host-to-host setups with minimal manual intervention. Increasingly, APIs are representing a tool to make payments seamlessly on demand, real time. Products like Smart Match are going to allow the automatic reconciliation of open invoices with cash that has been received, which has been traditionally a process in Treasury, which is very, very manual, and so on.
So from my perspective, I think the new technologies that are coming in are more focused towards efficiencies, automation. And as a result of it, I think very clearly two skill sets will probably evolve over time. So I think in a period of time, strategic thinking skills will probably evolve for Treasury professionals. They'll probably get out of more of an operational mode and start to think more strategically about their functions. So I think that's one clear skill set that I see evolving over a period of time. The second skill set that I think will evolve over a period of time is the data and data processing techniques and analytics which is available now. That will continue to embed itself in the processes and into the decision-making aspects. So I think the second skill which will evolve over a period of time is that Treasury professionals will be able to, or their ability to make decisions which are backed by data and analytics. I think we'll see this particular aspect embed itself more and more, and the skills of Treasury employees getting evolved. Here's my perspective around implementation and integration of these technologies into our platforms. One thing is really clear, we don't want a disruption at the business level. So we try and take up something which means that we need to move so many pieces at the business level that it becomes difficult for them to do business. That is a clear-cut no-no. But at the same time, we don't want any opportunities to pass which could have helped us in achieving our objectives. So we would want to focus on technologies which are scalable. Maybe we do a pilot here and see if that really works for us. We should be able to adopt that, scale that up for the whole organization. I think that's one aspect of strategy. The other aspect is if there's a technology which can act as an overlay, which means we don't have to disturb our existing infrastructure or our settled business practices as a result of that technology, and that technology can benefit us in some form or fashion, we are willing to adopt that. So I think that's how we are trying to tackle the implementation piece or execution piece. This is probably going to be a play of a lot of things. For a second, let's keep GE aside. It will actually depend on the level of maturity of a treasury. It will be an interplay of how regulations are playing out in different markets. It will be an interplay of how evolved a banking infrastructure is in a particular region, geography. So let's say SWIFT is trying to bring in its GPI infrastructure. You have regulations in Australia which are tending towards faster payments. There's a sea change in the payment landscape in India where wallet adoption has reached enormous proportions. Couple it with the fact that there are organizations who would want to deal in a bank agnostic fashion. So it will be an interplay of that. And from our perspective, I think we would probably rely on our banking partners who can help us see around the corners, see what's coming, where are we headed next. Then I think what will help our decision making is that we are not averse to tapping into the fintech space. So we are okay to directly liaison with the fintechs that are coming up. And I think those are the players which are more specialized. They are more focused on one particular aspect or one particular challenge, and they have the flexibility to scale up things and customize things for us. So I think it will be an interplay of that, and what will help us is those 2-3 things which I just described. So I think the key here is that we provide an environment in the organization where people are not afraid to bring in ideas. And I would go a step ahead and say that they are able to bring in ideas based on their expertise in that particular function. I think that forms the basis of getting a plausible or a reasonable idea, which can be tested. Provide an environment where you can test that idea. If the idea is good, then I think we are not afraid of investing in that idea and make it scalable to work for the company. So I think that kind of an environment will foster innovation and creativity. This whole piece rests on the pillars like that you just enumerated. This is all about accuracy. This is all about acting with speed. This is all about precision. All of these, if you ignore any one of these, there's a definite impact. Or if you start focusing on one and ignore others, someday or other, the other aspects are going to creep up on you, and it's not going to be a happy situation. So I think the key lies in building a framework, building your processes, and embedding these aspects into those processes. One of the good ways to go about doing this is you have simple KPIs. At the same time, keep it short, don't have too many KPIs, but these KPIs should be able to address the aspects that we are talking about.